Hey guys, Sebious here with another Sebious Speaks. And I wanted to talk today about chronic gaming, which is something that I mentioned when I did my intro for these videos, as this seems rather appropriate. And I just sort of want to get this video done today because I've had a rather epic morning of geeky gaming with Toxic and some of the other guys, and I know there's a Minecraft challenge set for tomorrow, which is when this will be posted. But I just want to get this done because I'm trying to keep up the Sebious Speaks, doing them as often as I can. And I appreciate that the news and rumours has suffered a bit because of this, and I apologise. I'm kind of just keeping these going, and then I'll try to be posting more as I can. But that all relates to what I'm going to be talking about today, essentially. And the reason that I can't do all these things is because chronic gaming. The fact that I have chronic fatigue syndrome, with severe anxiety and altered gait and some other weird things. It's sort of something, but that's a name for it, but it's still one of those weird things. And because of that, kind of limited what I can do and play and at certain times and certain things, and there's certain games that have been really important to me at certain times because of this. So that's what I'm sort of talking about with chronic gaming. It's games that are good or not so good necessarily for people, and also would like to love some feedback and some other spoonies. Doesn't have to be chronic fatigue or any kind of spoonie or chronic condition. How you feel about gaming and things that sort of have helped or not been helped. But love to hear from you, and have you involved in some way. But so for me, the big ones. The first one would be Assassin's Creed 2. It's an awesome game. It's beautiful, but it was kind of I think it might have been the first year when I was much worse than I am now. I wouldn't be making videos and things back then. But I was kind of completely housebound for a year or more, only ever leaving the house in a traumatic state to go to the doctors or a specialist or something like that. So the thing with Assassin's Creed 2, all the parkour and free running and climbing and just having the city laid out before you and looking so wonderful, that period in Italy is just so much beautiful architecture and stuff. But I was with Ezio. I had a very just strong connection with just him and exploring, and I spent forever on that. The first two Assassin's Creeds I completely completed all the G's and challenges and everything, and it was such a pleasure with Assassin's Creed 2 because there was a freedom and an exploration and a getting out and being more physical and doing these things that I just completely was unable to do in real life, as it were. And that was just something so freeing and wonderful about Assassin's Creed 2, and that just really tapped into that period of time for me. And so that game is just always going to have a very special place in my heart, just for just the feeling of freedom and exploration and getting outside. It might have been a digital outside, but it was outside and I was doing stuff. And so that was really, really important for me. I think the second one chronologically would be that's so awful. Oh dear. Would be Guitar Hero. Specifically Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, the last one. We got all the other games and loaded them onto it as you can. So again, it was earlier on in my journey, or whatever you called it, medical adventure quest. But essentially, I didn't have as much autonomy and control as I do now. I still have spasms and involuntary tics and movements, and I threw tea over myself while watching Orange is the New Black earlier, which was fun. But I have a lot more control now, and I think one of the things that really helped and really gave me a sense of accomplishing things was Guitar Hero, because I'd always been okay getting away with normal, pushing myself with hard, but I just sat there and played everything and played it non-stop and just got myself to the fact where I was playing nearly everything on expert, playing everything on expert and getting through most of it and getting really quite right at it. I'm a little bit rusty now, but I can still have a good play. But it was just something that I played really, really intensely for a long period of time and really helped have more control and more kind of dexterity in my fingers and things. which then allowed me to play a bit more guitar again in real life, which was really nice. And there's just some awesome songs. There's so many awesome songs on there, and it's just an awesome experience. Especially we had the drums as well. That was another thing. When my coordination was getting better, I could play with the drums and try and get my coordination with that. Not quite as good with the drums, but that's another thing. But then you can have Sarah on the drums or Sarah on the other guitar, because we've got the full sort of setup. And then you can have everyone round and be involved in something. And it's just, there's something really nice about Guitar Hero. I know they sort of said they're not bringing any more out because there's nothing more they can do with it, but it's an awesome thing, and it's almost a shame. It'd be nice if they, because people aren't going to have the last generation things forever necessarily. Like, I know we've got our 64 and our Mega Drive and all other things like we do have kept hold of in the original Xbox. So we do have every incarnation of the Xbox at the moment. But it'd be nice to have that on other consoles, because there is just party playing and doing a full band together is just awesome. And I think this is another video I'm going to talk about another time, is game modes, because I have very interesting game modes. The Assassin's Creed 2 would have been a very obsessive game mode, as was the Guitar Hero, but Guitar Hero also has that good party play, and I want to make a specific video talking about different game modes and asking what game modes they have, because yeah, there's your solo, there's your 2 intensely, and there's all different. The old round robin on the new game when it comes out, there's all different times in Somni FIFA. But anyway, that's a thing for another time. So Guitar Hero, yeah, again, just a sense of accomplishment and actually physically accomplishing something that I was unable to do, and that benefited me a lot in that. So that was amazing. The third one, and probably the thing I've probably spent the most time on, probably the game I played more than any other game out there, maybe. Depends how long I had the NES when I was a kid. But that would be Skyrim. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. It's just one of the greatest games I made of all time. It's a beautiful thing. I recently started playing again. I thought that I really had rinsed it and got so annoyed with the intro that I never wanted to play it again, just because I knew it inside out and back to front. All the dragon and who you're going to be with, and then go to town, get the claw, guy on the web, all that stuff, go to thing, and then you fight the dragon at the tower, and then you can do whatever you want, or you can avoid that and do whatever you want, but you know what I'm saying. But the thing with Skyrim is because I'm so used to it now, and I played it so much, it became something that really requires so little brain power to play, and that's really important when I'm having a flare up, or for instance, very recently when I was recovering from going to the London Film and Comic Con, and that's a really intense weekend, and I'm still kind of feeling it a little bit now. I'm still only getting back to it, and it's been over a month now, I think, since, and so that first couple of weeks I'm really in no state to do anything other than sort of be in bed and play a bit of Skyrim. And again, Skyrim gives you the outside, the adventure, different settings, and that's really comforting and helps you when you're sort of stuck inside. But there's just something great about Skyrim. Like, you play, I think everyone sort of plays through the first time with their favourite kind of class. Well, it's not really class, but it's what you choose to class yourself as, and race. But then play through and you do everything of everything. But sort of more recently, I've started playing through more specific things. Like recently I played this recovery from LFCC. I was playing a female Nord who is based on Valen, the character from Blood of Azerheim, Ian's stories. That's Sons of Fenris on Tumblr, and also Blood-of-Azerheim. You should read his stories because they're amazing. But I was using his Steel Claws Legion Remembrancer / Warrior character as a basis, and for that reason I decided to join the Stormcloaks and play through the Stormcloaks. And just having an idea of a character and really role-playing them brings such an amazing element that I really was missing when I was playing I like orcs and I like smashing and I like having heavy stuff, so I wear all the heavier stuff with all the heavier stuff and just smash my way through the game. Now I want to complete the Mages Guild and get all my magic up, so I'll just use magic for a long time. Having the specific character was just amazing, and just being so used to Skyrim and just so used to the world, but still finding new things and still just enjoying the general playing of it, but it being so familiar is so unbelievably comforting. And the minimal brain power again, it's just something that's been really helpful with flare-ups and recovery, and just it's a beautiful thing. Skyrim will always be very, very true and dear and special to me for that. And we were just looking earlier, Toast and I, at our Steam libraries and seeing the hours that we played games and the days and ridiculous times. And Skyrim was one I kind of wish I could know how long I played Skyrim on the Xbox 360, because it's probably more than I've played anything else in the world. And I'm sure I will play it more and more again in the future, just because it is such a comfort and it's so nice to play. That was my original 3. There is one more that has been added recently, and that is Hearthstone, the World of Warcraft digital card game. Because there's something that's just great about it. It's very twee and fun, but also there are tactics and there is stuff to it. But it's a wonderful sort of fusion of Magic the Gathering with Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's sort of simplified. You can make it more complicated, and there are interesting combos and things that can be done, and it is engaging, it does have brain power, but it's not quite as in-depth as Magic the Gathering, which is something that I've only just started playing again after about a month out, because it takes a lot of brain to play. And the great thing with Hearthstone is you can just have it on and just play a few games, and it's just good fun and simple enough. I'm trying to sort of criticize it or say bad about being simple, because I'm not. I think simple is great. It's just fun, and it's something to do, and it's great. I can chuck a show on and sort of be half watching a TV show, half playing Hearthstone, and that's just an awesome thing. I think I do want to talk about Hearthstone a bit more in some other videos. I've still saved my 150 gold. I'm going to record a draft, even though the last one went awfully. But yeah, so essentially I might think of some others when it comes to chronic gaming, but that's my general ones that have been really good. I may talk about things that are particularly bad another time, but just an example of things that aren't so good is I absolutely adore Titanfall. I absolutely love it. But until we played the Destiny beta, it was my favourite game on the Xbox One by a million miles. But the thing with Titanfall, and well, all other first-person shooters to a certain extent, but Titanfall is the most frenetic and crazy, and that is one of the beautiful, wonderful things about it. I'm not criticising it for that, but the speed and the madness of it, if I am not feeling particularly high power, and the brain is not working, or I'm recovering, or having a flare up, it's just a game I can't really play, because suddenly I can't do anything and I'm just constantly dead. So that's kind of the opposite side of things. Titanfall, I do love it, I adore it to bits, but it's not a game I can play when I haven't got the brain. So that's a little bit to talk about chronic gaming. Again, I'd love to hear from any Spoonie gamers or gamers with any chronic things, then hear what they enjoy, what they like, anything that's helped you, and if you want to talk about games you also find tricky as well, that's also more than welcome. But I should probably wrap this up, because I'm already rabbling for a little bit longer than I intended. But it's just this is a subject that is very dear to me, and it's very, very close to home, because it's something that I live, and I love all these geeky games. I play tabletop stuff, I play card games, I play a lot of video games, board games, as much as I can. But I do have to balance what I can do and when I can do it, because of the chronic fatigue. Which is the same with posting these videos and articles on Alice Index. It's just something I need to be mindful of, and there are games that just have really helped at times, and that's why I want to talk about those today. But I'm wrapping up, so this has been Sebious Speaks. I am Darth Sebious. This is for Allies Index, a place for all things geeky gaming. That's alliesindex.com, and that's our Tumblr. And if you want to share any of your joy of gaming related to anything, card games, tabletop board games, video games, gaming, cosplay, anything like that, reviews, books that are related, comics, all that stuff. If you want to share stuff, or to go there and check out what we're sharing, what we're talking about, please do that, alliesindex.com. And then if you want to become a more regular member and want to be posting stuff more regularly, then you can always get involved as well. So just get a hold of us on Tumblr, that's alliesindex.com. And thank you very much for watching, and I'm sure I'll be speaking to you guys soon. Taddy bye.